This evening we are doing the Honda Civic of Rick the Spud, as known on Instagram. So we're doing his Honda going around the Nurburgring. So I hope they'll get him invited in, so he can get on here. So I'm going to get him in. Rick. There he is. Bring him in. Here he is. Da, da, da. Rick the Spud.
You there, mate?
Here he is. Here he is. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. You alright?
I'm alright. Not too bad. A little
Long time.
top, but I'm alright.
Say again, you need a haircut?
Yeah, I need a haircut. Look at that. It's well,
mate, look, mate, come on. Get the clippers out. Look, if I can do it, you can do it.
I can't. One of my best mates is a barber. Well, he's my barber. And if I did it, he wouldn't talk to me, so I'm leaving it. So
well, I see you trim that state of a beard off though.
It had to go. I was getting food caught in it. I couldn't eat properly. So
it did look a bit Grizzly Adams, man. Every time I saw you, I was like, I felt like I could smell it from where I was.
Yeah, I could smell it. That was a problem. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
What's that, mate?
Good stuff, man. No, how you been? Mate, as far as I can tell, you've been drawing pictures since the beginning of lockdown every day.
Pretty much, yeah. But I started on the Friday of so lockdown was what, Monday, Tuesday. And I started drawing on the Friday, and I've drawn every day since. Pretty much,
mate.
So now we're at 343 artworks.
343.
343. So yeah, just on the Porsche, and then you've got the Caddy van.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That is cool.
And then you've got the Le Ferrari.
The Ferrari.
Then you got the Ford GT was last night.
Yeah, nice.
And then you've got Land Rovers, because I like Land Rovers.
Yes, I mean, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? And they're kind of boxes. You draw boxes, and it works.
Yeah, for you, it's just like...
That's the noise I make in my head. And then a Capri as well, which is nice.
Oh, nice. What livery, what spec is that?
That is Jerry Marshall's Capri, which I'm doing 4 of Jerry Marshall's cars for Gregor Marshall, his son. So this is one of Jerry Marshall's Capris he drew. He wrote.
Sweet.
So.
Oh, nice, man. Oh, that's cool.
That's a few of the highlights, recent highlights, as it were.
Very nice.
Thanks.
So have you got like hand cramp or anything? Your fingers are like melting together or anything yet?
Yeah, my bicep is. This one's twice the size of this one. This one's massive now. And
just from drawing.
Just.
Yeah. Let's not go there. Let's not. I purposely haven't had. I normally get to about 8, 9 o'clock, and I have like a gin or a beer. But I thought I won't, because I know I'm coming on here. And I don't want to be too much. I knew I'll probably be too much of myself anyway. But if I have a beer, I'll be more than too much of myself.
No, is that 8 a.m. or 8 p.m?
Either. Yeah. When you said to me 9 till 10, I thought he's keen for a Saturday morning. 9 till 10 on Saturday morning, mate. I'm gonna have to set my alarm.
You know what happened last night? Go on. So my wife has just subscribed to Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great, I can watch Drives to Survive, because I've not seen it. So I literally binge watched like half the series. And then I woke up at 3 a.m. on the sofa going, oh my god, no. So yeah, I had a terrible night's sleep. Yeah.
You sound like my mate Jim. I caught up with him the other day, and he was saying he dug out his. I think he got his PS4 out, where he downloaded a new game or something. And he says, "Oh, Missus has gone to bed. I'll just play on it for a few hours." And he went outside for a fag, and it was starting to get light.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I best go to bed."
Yeah. Taz wasn't too impressed, and she was like, "Oh, what time did you come to bed this morning?" I was like, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, to be fair, I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, just going to watch this. We haven't really got to get up for work in the morning. It's about 1, 2 o'clock is my normal bedtime at the moment.
Yeah, it's all a bit topsy turvy, isn't it? So
yeah,
but I've been keeping myself busy, and I've got this Honda image. I've got a draw.
Ooh, that's a funny looking thing. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like they're having fun though. Whatever.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can see the driver's grins from here.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. So, your Honda's going to become part of the continuous car series and continuous car book. So, I'm going to draw it, and then in the meantime, you can kind of introduce yourself and explain
grief.
and how you work in the automotive industry.
Oh, grief. Well, I was just thinking that when we did actually meet, shall I start with my background first? And people that are watching that know me are going to be really bored because they've heard this all a million times. But, I mean, to cut a long story, not quite as long, basically I grew up on a farm, knew I didn't want to be a farmer, but I was reasonable at computers. So I then went to college and then university and did business and IT. But the main thing I learned is I didn't want to work in an office. So I ended up back on the farm, but with an IT degree, thinking, hang on, this hasn't worked either. And then I live about 5 minutes away from Goodwood Motor Circuit, and I always used to pop up there in an evening or whatever and go and, in an evening, during the weekend, I used to go out for a motorbike ride, pop up there, my mate Dan's already come on. Oh, I'm not sure you told me this story before. I'm going to get this from a few of my mates. Popped up there and thought, this looks mega. This looks like a fun place to work. So I went in the office up there, got a part-time job with an events company up there called Mythful Racing, which I pretty much owe everything to because starting to work for them part-time, I was working part-time for there, but with people who were also part-time there, but part-time other places. So that kind of opened the door into the other stuff that I do now, which is I do a lot of stuff with Toyota and Lexus, which is where I met you at Silverstone doing a Lexus job. I also do some chauffeuring stuff for Rolls-Royce. I work for a mate of mine at his rally school. We teach strangers how to go sideways in 80 miles an hour in a field on a Saturday morning in rage buggies. And what else do I do? I work on the skid pan up at Goodwood and teach off-roading up there. Grief, just loads and loads and loads of stuff. But one day a week, I'm still out in my van delivering potatoes, which is kind of a hang-up from the old farming days. So there was a couple of years ago, I think on the Sunday or the Monday after the revival, I was chauffeuring the King of Sweden in a £400,000 Rolls Royce, and then the following day I was delivering potatoes in shorts and t-shirt in my rusty transit van. But I wouldn't want to do either every day, but I mean, it's nice to have a bit of variety for sure.
And that's where the name Rick the Spud comes from, isn't it?
Rick the Spud, yeah, because I'm going to say I'm a potato farmer, but I never really farm them. But I deliver potatoes, and my head in this shot, I can already tell, especially because I've kept my hair short, is almost potato shapes, which I get every now and again. Head like a spud, and I've got a massive head as well. I've got my crash helmet is huge. Anyone that puts it on, it just immediately falls off. It's gigantic. I've got a massive head. But yeah, so yeah, that's where the name Rick the Spud comes from. Driving around in my potato van, delivering potatoes, and yeah, simple as that. But then the rest of the time doing kind of event work. So yeah, event driving, event support, event instructor, a lot of titles with the word event in, which at the moment is not a good position to hold much like yourself. Yeah.
So we met at Silverstone, where I was And there's quite a good story. I'm sure you'll tell it better than me. So,
Go on.
I can't remember what was I. Is it a Ferrari I was drawing?
Oh, is this the one? Yeah, is this the one with? I had actually thought of this the other day, but I had forgotten about it. This was brilliant. I think I'm going to say it was a black Ferrari with like green. Is this the story you're going to tell? It had green splashes coming out of it in the background. Yeah. To kind of make it look, trying to kind of fill the background out. Yeah, we got chatted. We chatted, and then I think I'd wandered off to go and have a look around the show, and then I'd come back again, and then we were chatting some more, and you obviously saw that I had a Lexus top on, and I was there with the LFA, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, more about that another day. And you'd asked me. You saw obviously I had a Lexus top on. You were like, "Oh, how's the LFA?" And obviously we got talking about the LFA, and I looked down and I noticed that the Ferrari that you were painting had a green brake caliper. And I looked at the picture that you were working off, and it didn't have a green brake caliper. And obviously I didn't really know you that well at that point, so I didn't want to say too much. And I was like, why have you put a green brake caliper on there? Because knowing that Ferraris don't normally, I think it's normally Lamborghinis or something that come with green brake calipers. And I was like, what? You went, yeah, look, because it's on the green. And I was like, no, I don't think you have. And then you looked a bit closer and you went, I've dropped a bit of green paint on the picture right where the caliper would be. And then you'd kind of incorporate it into your giant artwork as a green paint caliper. So you'd effectively doctored your own picture, the one you were working off, and then incorporated that to some giant artwork, which I'm assuming is still on there. You kind of worked with it.
I can't remember whether with it or changed it. I think I kind of left it with, yeah, it's fine.
I think you were in the final stages. I don't think there was a lot more that you could have done.
Yeah. So that's how we met. Was pretty much I'd managed, not ruin, but I'd managed to change my own picture by splashing paint on the image that I was going to be drawing. So
but you kind of bespoked it. You made it your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what a true artist should do, to be fair.
And in that time, there we are. There is.
He's done it already.
There is the outline, one continuous line of the whole image done. There we are.
That's cool, man. You've even got a bit of the carousel in there as well.
I've got to put the carousel in. Yeah,
yeah, of course. Yeah. That's why I love those pictures. I think the original one that I sent you was my split one. It was the car when I first got it in like 2012 or 13 when it was completely like original, and then that was last year when we went there. So it's got the new wheels, suspension, number plate, some other bits and pieces, funky racing driver sunstrip. Because we all want to be racing drivers, but none of us can afford to be. Oh, some of us can be, but I can't afford to be. I'm also too heavy and. Haven't got enough talent, so I mean, many things going against me. Maybe one day they'll do a potato van race or something, and then I'll smash it.
You'll win it. You'll be like, yes, there's my tooling. There's my tooling. So, in more recent times, what have you been up to then?
Since lockdown?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much nothing. Basically, before lockdown happened, stuff was getting obviously binned because of the possibility of a lockdown. So a lot of companies, certainly all my Goodwood work stuff was like, do you know what I mean, the people the company that we're doing this for have said that we probably shouldn't be running it, so they pulled out, in which case I got cancelled. And then there's some other trips that we were supposed to be doing with Toyota and Lexus, which then kind of dried up. They were supposed to be doing a big Toyota conference, I think. That obviously got binned. They can't have people flying from all over the world and putting them all in a giant hall. That got binned. So stuff was getting binned off before lockdown actually started. So I think over the course of about 4 days, my diary got emptied slowly via kind of emails and phone calls, which was kind of like help. And then, so the only thing I'm still doing at the moment, which is potatoes. So I deliver potatoes mainly to chip shops. And a few restaurants. Well, obviously restaurants aren't allowed to open, but takeaways are, or chip shops are. But some of them had struggled to staff people because they were with someone that had to self-isolate or whatever. So they were So yeah, a lot of the chip shops shut right at the beginning. So instead of doing about 15 odd chip shops I normally deliver to, I was doing 2, which obviously wasn't ideal. But that's pretty much all I've been doing. So I've been going out once a week in my van, which was actually at the beginning, it was just nice to go for a drive around because no one else was allowed to be driving around. But I was out delivering potatoes, so I wouldn't call myself a key worker because that's a bit much, but I was delivering food. So yeah, that was kind of cool. And yeah, that was. Yeah, and that's still all that I'm doing. I can't see any like events happening anytime soon, which is going to be a shame. I think events for the 2020 is going to be a bit of a write-off. But I can see my mate Jim's joined. Hello, Jimmy. I'm waiting to get some abuse from him in a minute. That was the one I just said to you. He was only going to go for a couple of hours on his PlayStation, and then went outside for a tab, and then it was getting daylight, and he realised he'd been on there for about 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, I mean, I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning going, oh dear, I should be in bed, and the iPad was still playing away, so.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So what time do you normally start in the morning and like draw? So presumably you don't just draw non-stop all day because that'd be ridiculous.
Well, the biggest problem we got is the phone overheats. So if you do it for too long, then because the phone is recording the conversation and to go on for a YouTube video, the processor of the phone gets too hot. So you've got to do it in set kind of hours with at least half an hour in between. So
let it cool down.
I wasn't doing as many. Yeah, now I pre-plan the lives a lot more. So like chatting to you and whatever, I make sure that whoever I'm chatting to, the car is relevant to them and whatnot. So
cool.
And that just takes a bit of time to plan, really, to get hold of the drivers or the people I want to chat to, and then we go from there.
I see. I was just thinking, presumably you've got your phone, so you can't see me on the screen. I
can't see you, but I can hear you.
I see.
But everybody can see both of us.
Both of us, yeah, because I've actually positioned my screen, which is of absolutely no benefit to you now, but behind me on the wall, I've actually got that signed picture you gave me at Silverstone and the little GT86.
Good planning. Yeah, it's good.
There he is, up on the wall there. He was, that was. I've binned it already, so I shouldn't have moved the phone. I knew it was going to go wrong. So yeah, and it's still got the paint and stuff on there from the day you gave me.
Well, that's very sweet of you, sir. Very sweet.
No, very sweet of you, man. You gave me one of your world famous. Because I noticed now that you're actually selling retired or whatever you call it. What's it called?
They're retired. Yeah. So that people can buy. I mean, obviously this year there's going to be no more of them because I haven't used them. So
yeah, they're all going to be still brand new in the box.
Yeah. So the lack of painting. I mean, I've got a load of. I've got a load of Sharpies that are now duds, so but that's about it. So in terms of your events, what's been the kind of the highlight for what you've done? What's some of the cool stuff that you've done over the years?
Grief! Now you're putting me on the spot. I've got to try and think of something cool now. I mean, to be honest, the day when I met you was quite a cool story. So I took the Lexus LFA, which obviously doesn't just get left anywhere. It's very safely tucked up at Lexus. That gets taken out to events in a covered trailer. So I'd drawn the perfect straw to go and take that up to Silverstone for, was it a Supercar Sunday or something?
Yeah, it was a British GT, yeah.
British GT, that's it. And then it was a Supercar Sunday thing. And then everyone with supercars were also bringing the supercars along as well. So I've took it up there in the trailer. And as you go into Silverstone, you go over the first bridge, because obviously when you first get there, there's the two big car parks for all the fans and stuff before you get to the main gate. Then they let me in the main gate. but they'd only let me over the first bridge because they said only supercars are allowed over the second bridge. So they said you go over the first bridge and there's a car park on the right where you can unload, and then you'll have to bring the car in. So I was like, yeah, no, that's no problem. So swung in the car park, unloaded the car, shuttled the trailer down, then joined the queue of supercars that were all going driving the Lexus LFA with both pavements on the left and right absolutely jam-packed with people all walking into Silverstone to go and see the Supercar Sunday, but also to go and see the race and whatever. And they're all taking pictures of me driving the Lexus LFA. Of course, I felt like an absolute rock star, and I'm like, yes, hi, yeah, honestly, this is my car. Yes, hello. So yeah, that was certainly not a bad day at the office for sure. Thinking 100 people think I've got a Lexus LFA. I mean, the people that are in the know recognise the kind of number plate on it and realise it's actually the press car, but. Yeah, that is a mega bit of kit, man. Really, really nice bit of kit. So yeah, that was quite a good day. I don't know, man.
But you were having a good day here as well.
A good day. Oh yeah, well that wasn't work. That was just take my little Honda out for a little thrash around the Nurburgring, and then come back again. But yeah, that was a good crack. Yeah, I've had that a few years now. It's engine, gearbox, clutch, everything is all still original on it. It's other than some suspension because it was floating around and some wheels because my mate was selling them for cheap. It's pretty much as it came out. I found it was a one lady owner from new. It was abandoned around the back of some garages actually when I got it. It was I was working on my auntie's horsey farm. This is another story that I've told a million times. I was working on my aunt's horse farm. And when we first started down there, we could have done with like a tractor or a quad bike or something to get around the fields on, but nobody had any money. So I found down there, just for some reason, there was like a little Peugeot 106 1 litre petrol thing that was abandoned down there with like stinging nettles all around it and whatever. So I managed to dig it out, gave it a good service, got the thing going again. And yeah, you used that for about a year, 18 months before it kind of died. I'm going to use the term died because I don't want to say that I killed it. There may have been a bit of jumping going on and some handbrake turns in the fields and whatever, but basically it kind of fell apart. So one of the girls there said, my old car's abandoned around the back of the garages. Do you want to come and have a look? And yeah, it was sure enough. It was sat there, flat tyres, flat battery, covered in leaves, moss. Honestly, it looked an absolute state. I thought inside was all going to be mouldy and stuff, but it wasn't. Yeah, dug it out, pumped the tyres up, pulled the dipstick out first before I tried to fire over and make sure it had some oil in, because I thought that'd be the end of that. And obviously, being a Honda, put a jump pack on it. It cranked over about 4 or 5 times and it fired straight up, and I don't think it had been started for about 3 or 4 years. So good old Honda. So yeah, fired it up, drove it up and down the road. First time I touched the brakes, all the calipers seized on, so there was like smoke billowing out the calipers. I drove up and down the road trying to kind of pump the brakes with my left foot, trying to free them up a bit, and yeah, whizzed up and down the road, got the calipers kind of a bit more freed off. Got it back, and I said, yeah, it works. Electric windows work, electric sunroof worked, everything worked. So gave him not a lot for it. I think scrap money or something. Gave him some cash, and then drove it down the farm. By the time I'd got it to the farm, I realised actually I was going to keep it for myself. It went like an absolute rocket. I didn't realise at the time it was the most powerful Honda Civic in the country, in the UK of that model. It's only a 1.6, but it's 160 horsepower. Everyone obviously knows what a VTEC is now. I didn't know anything about Hondas at the time, and I thought it was a bit pokey. Yeah, got it to the farm. Used it around the farm for a week, made sure it all worked, and I thought actually I'm going to keep this. I took it for an MOT, and it failed on 4 sticky calipers and I think 2 side light bulbs or something like that. So stripped the calipers down, freed it all off, changed the side light bulbs, and the following year took it to Nurburgring, and I still use it every day. I absolutely love it to bits. Yeah, it's just brilliant.
Is it blue or green?
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, it's like a dark metallic blue. You're about to start painting it. It was about to be green, was it?
I have a slight problem with green and blue on the screen. I may have drawn cars the wrong colour, possibly.
Oh no! What have you? Anything like particularly special?
Yeah, a nice TBR, which I'd finished, and I sent over to the client, and he was like, "It's lovely, but it's
Oh no,
it's blue, not green." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, so what'd you have to do? Do it again?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Never mind. Yeah, no, sometimes when I go to track days, it turns out, I can't remember who does the track days. They do the free pictures, circuit days, I think. When they do the pictures, they group all the, so you don't have to scan through the whole day's pictures to try and find your car. It's, they group it in certain colours, so you could just skip through, oh, I've got a blue car. Go through the blue gallery, and we went to Spa last year. In fact, that was why I was there. We went to the Nurburgring first, and then popped across to Spa. And I scanned all the blue car pictures, and I thought, I was literally driving around all day, and they've only got like 3 pictures of me. So I thought, well, I'll just check some of the others, and I found some pictures of it also in the black one, because it was raining that day, and from certain angles it also looked black. And then I also found some pictures of it in the green one as well. So you wouldn't be the first person to make the mistake of thinking it was green as well. Oh, my mate Tim's come on. Hi, Tim. Getting a few of my mates come on, see what I'm wittering on about.
That's all right. That's all right. So when it comes to like the Goodwood driver stuff, so is that you're driving for the revival and the defensive speed, and you're chauffeuring people in and out?
Yeah. So I've got. When it comes to Goodwood, I've got a few different hats at Goodwood. So during the year when it's not the big events, I'm working for the driving team out there, not on the track because I'm not that skilled or sensible, but I work on the off-road instruction and the skid pan, so I'm teaching like drifting and stunt driving and stuff, but all at like 15-20 miles an hour, but it is great fun and you do learn a lot. And then when the events come along, sometimes I'm working for Goodwood, chauffeuring some people around. Sometimes I'm working off-site for another company doing the Rolls-Royce chauffeuring, which is technically nothing to do with Goodwood, but obviously at Goodwood. So I'm doing some Rolls-Royce chauffeuring. And then also for the horse racing events, I'm working for a different department at Goodwood, chauffeuring around the jockeys and some of the important people. To the horse racing and then back to get changed for prize giving and that sort of stuff. So yeah, if I'm holding a steering wheel, I'm happy, even if it's my Spud van. I mean, steering wheel holder professional. That's me.
Yeah, it's good, man. So in terms of like people you've chauffeured around and whatnot, are there some good names you got?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get in trouble by dropping any names. I'm just trying to think who I've had in the car now. We did yeah, no, they won't actually, because Goodwood themselves put this picture up on their social media channel. So we done an event last year. It was like a little private off-roady event, and it was somebody's birthday, I think. But because they were a big like music producer, and part of their kind of group of friends was, is it Fiona Bruce from the News?
Yeah.
Damon Hill, who's absolutely lovely. I mean, they're all lovely. Damon Hill, Fiona Bruce, Abby Clancy, and Peter Crouch.
Oh, pretty cool.
They were hilarious. Adrian Newey. Who else was there? I can't remember. There was a bunch of people. They were the kind of standout kind of celebrity guys. But yeah, one of the Land Rovers. I mean, we use Series 2 Land Rovers for the off-road experience. So you're always going to get. They always work. We never break down. But the same with any old cars. Every now and again, they need some light fettling, shall we say? And we were in the middle of the woods, and at one point we got the bonnet up. I think it's me, Adrian Newey, and Damon Hill trying to work out what's wrong with the engine. So we got our heads under the bonnet. Peter Crouch is cranking it over, and Abby Clancy's filming it all, laughing her head off. I mean, that's not a bad day at the office. And then you kind of come, but because nobody was there as a celebrity, so everyone was just there as like kind of normal people. So everyone was like, you get home and you're like, did that happen? Because do you know what I mean, everyone was just being normal. No one was stopping to sign autographs or do anything silly. But yeah, everyone was just being super cool and super nice. Yeah, and everyone was really lovely. and obviously we're all on our best behaviour. Do you know what I mean? We're not trying to like hamper them for like selfies and autographs and stuff, which would be weird anyway, working on an event. So I'll never do that. But yeah, do you know what I mean? They were just, everyone was just super nice.
Good.
What about you? You must have had. What about you? You must have had some interesting chats at circuits.
Yeah, I've done a few. Yeah, I mean, so did the one show with Chris Evans. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was like, yeah, we just had a chat. Like, we just chatted cars, and we kind of forgot.
Well, you were painting on the one show.
Yeah.
Oh, mega.
Yeah. So I was painting outside, so I wasn't allowed in the studio. To get paint anywhere. So I was painting outside. And so he was really nice because he came over and chatted and we just talked for an hour or so whilst I was painting, and then when the show came on later, he then relayed all of that information back to like the viewers, which was really cool.
Yeah,
it was really cool. And then what else? I was painting with Lewis Hamilton, Jensen Button. I done stuff out in like the Middle East. I've done like the Dubai royal family. That was quite.
Oh wow! Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, so that was a weird one, but it was quite cool to do. I didn't even paint cars. I painted like Arabic text, which I had no idea what it said.
What you were writing?
No idea.
Is it easy to make a spelling mistake in Arabic text? Because you've no
You've
done some massive painting that they've hung on the wall, and you're actually like slagging them off or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have been removed from the country. So.
They would have stopped you earlier on.
They'd have gone, no, can you not?
Well, hang on. Don't finish that word. Make sure you don't put that symbol on the bottom. Well, that's a.
Yeah, that's not good. I've got the Guinness World Record, which is pretty cool.
For
the world's largest glow-in-the-dark artwork for Nissan.
Oh wow!
So that was done.
And is that silly big? How big is that?
204 square meters.
Whoa! How long did that take?
I only had a week. To do that.
Great.
There's been some quite bizarre. Like I did the Parc Ferme artwork for the Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And that was with Formula One management on the 70th anniversary of Ferrari at Monza. So the Italian fans, Monza. Yeah. It was just unbelievable. It was an amazing experience. That was pretty cool.
I was watching a Top Gear one. You know, when they had to do their own art gallery thing. Did I spot one of your pictures in the build up to before they went in the art gallery?
Yes, but it was in the art gallery as well. Yeah, so the three.
I was in the art gallery.
Yeah, so there's three artworks. Well, I took 3 down. They asked for 2. I took 3 because I thought, well,
why not?
Why not? And actually, I was speaking to Richard Porter yesterday, who wrote that episode. And it was really cool chatting to him, finding out about it. But so they approached me. They rang me and said, "Have you got any car art we can put into this show?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got some."
How much do you want? Send a few lorries.
I took them down and took them in the show, and that episode still gets repeated now.
I was just watching the beginning of it the other day, which is when I saw your thing.
Yeah, so it was the Audi R8, the Silk Cut Jaguar, and
Silk Cut Jag. That's the one I saw.
And there's a green Aston Martin as well.
Oh yeah, no, I literally just saw the beginning of it, but it's cool. I was like, hang on a minute, but obviously it was all like it was those 3 just being those 3, so. It was the stuff that made it in was. There was some shocking stuff that they picked out.
It was funny. It was a funny episode, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was great bit of free PR for me. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bet it's right up your tree as well. Obviously, cars and art. So ticking a few boxes for you.
yeah, no, it was a cool episode. Yeah, great to be considered and ace to be part of it. And I got some free tickets as well to go and see it being filmed. So
Oh, mate, isn't that the funniest thing ever?
it was cool. It was.
It's honestly, it's so funny. I went. I think 2008 or 9 when it was Clarkson, Ham and May, and then me and my mate Dan went. I think back just before Christmas, so we saw like the new 3, and yeah, just absolutely hysterical. Just obviously because when you watch on TV, you only see the bit that they're gonna put in, that they edit in the show, but you're up there all day, so you get to see kind of everything, and the amount of ripping into each other, and just extra jokes, and purposely like mucking up each other's lines, and yeah, just hysterical, absolutely hysterical, and obviously stuff that they couldn't air, and just loads of swearing as well, which is just like you think, hang on, this is a Top Gear 18 version.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
But
it was a cool thing to be involved with, and like I say, it still gets repeated now. So and I still get people like, oh, did you know your artwork was on Top Gear? And I'm like, yeah, I
took it there.
Yeah, it was a good little bit of the PR thing, that. So
Yeah, definitely, man.
So,
I was just thinking. Last time I saw you, it was good Fest for Speed last year.
yep.
And you were on the Michelin stand. They'd made like a little corner of the Michelin stand for you.
Yeah.
You basically had what, if I remember rightly, a glass box.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can imagine in the afternoon when the sun came over, it would be absolutely freezing in there. Oh no, sorry, the opposite. Absolutely cooking.
Cooking. Yeah, I was Scorchio, which was fine.
Really?
It made the artwork dry quicker, but I was absolutely baking, properly.
Oh man,
properly baking.
Yeah, somebody didn't think that through. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they don't like. Maybe they don't like you.
I was all right. I was quite happy. So it was
sweat off a few pounds.
Yeah, I mean, just to be involved in that event and have such a cool spot to
Sure.
to do it. Yeah, the event is just so, like from being involved from a contractor, kind of a person who kind of makes the event. It's so cool to be part of that event.
Mate, it's just such a. I mean, it's just. Just hats off to the team and the guys down there. Just I mean, people literally come from all over the world. People bring cars or rebuild cars from all over the world and bring them to that event. The stuff that's getting, dug out of garages and like old school stuff that is, with history and stuff that's, this needs to be at the Festival Speed, and it gets flown around the world just to drive 1 or 2 runs up the hill and then sent back again, obviously at great expense. But I mean, there is nothing like it. There is nothing like it.
No, it was, and it was so. Michelin did an amazing job of, really kind of going right. They were just like, well, what do you need? What do you want? How can we?
Oh, that's cool.
And it was just like, well, this is what I need in terms of space and how to do it.
Yeah.
And from the beginning of when they confirmed my attendance, it was like, well, you tell us what you want and we'll make it. So.
Really? And that's what you went for? You went for a glass box facing the sun, no dancing girls, no beer on tap, no, really?
Yeah, I mean...
They asked you what you wanted and that's what you went for?
Yeah, that's what I went for. I said, look, as long as it's, as long as I've got, a flat surface, I'm all right. So...
Crack on.
It was great, though. It was,
Good for you.
And that event just absolutely flew by. It just absolutely just... The next, it went from being there on a Monday to being there the following Monday, like in a blink.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you down there for the whole week for the build-up as well?
Yeah. I was down there from the Monday, so Monday to Monday essentially. So
yeah,
and the thing is, I just really enjoy being part of that kind of build process. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like I had to be there. I wanted to be there to see it.
Yeah. It is cool to see it behind the scenes. My favourite part is Wednesday night, because obviously it opens Thursday morning. So Wednesday night, because I'm there, I think I was one door up, 2 doors up at the Toyota stand. So I helped build that up for the Toyota guys. And Wednesday night on the way home, you get to kind of walk around the show when it's all pretty much finished, but there's nobody there, and it's absolutely amazing. Everything's just fresh, ready to go for the morning. And then, that's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah, no, it's cool. No, it's definitely a cool event. What events are you missing out on? What events have you missed so far? What are you missing out on this weekend?
I'm pretty much. Normally I'm at events every weekend from end of April onwards, or beginning of April.
What mainly racetracks?
Yeah, so Donington, touring car, British GT. I had some corporate stuff booked in. I really like we're all in the same boat essentially. We've all lost money and lost contracts and whatever, and at the same time, we've got to be safe, and it was you don't want to run an event if you don't feel you can't have a safe environment for everybody.
Yeah, sure. So, I noticed a couple of circuits now are doing opening up for track days, but strictly driver only on site. So I think Goodwood's doing one next week, or they might have even done one this week. A couple of my mates are going to Snetterton on Tuesday. So boo-hoo, I can't afford to go up there, because I was like, oh, that's all right, I'll go up there and I'll sit in the passenger seat with someone, strictly no passengers, no spectators, and I'm like, never mind. I even tried to say, well, we could be from the same house. I'll just say that I'm your husband or something like that, but they weren't having it, so never mind. Yeah,
I mean, it is a track, there's a huge amount of us who have been affected by because it is our, like yourself, it is how we earn our money. It's but at the same time, I've got to see this project as a positive, and that being able to do the book and really push that has been amazing.
Yeah.
So,
my mate Dan's watching. He's the one that's in the passenger seat with the big cheesy grin of the car that you're drawing. He said, make sure you get me in the picture. Are you going to have the drivers in there as well?
Yeah, put them in now. Yeah.
Oh, so there you go, Dan. My mate Jim says, are you still talking? Mate, come on. You know what I'm like. You've put me and Ian, who are probably the most talky people in the whole planet, together. I mean, we could probably chat away for about 3 hours.
Yeah. Instagram puts a limit on it. It goes, no, you can't talk for that long. Yeah, out you go.
And your phone will probably melt before then anyway.
The ice pack is doing its job at the moment, so I'm all right.
So you literally just running it off your phone. You literally just got your phone plugged in and press go and.
Yeah. It's a weird one. I didn't know you could do it until I spoke to a race driver, and then he was like, "Oh, can I come into your live?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then after that, I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." So, and then since then, I've chatted to loads of race drivers and people in the industry and presenters and all sorts. So it's been really cool. It's been really
I've watched a few of them. You've had a few of my mates on here actually. I watched one the other day. You had Matt Neal chatting with him. I say my mate. I've met him once, but he was really nice. My mate Jerry with the is it Unipower?
Yeah, Unipower,
Unipower GT. I used to work with him up at Mithril, so the company I was saying to you about at the beginning, the events company up at Goodwood's. Hi Hugh saying hello. Evening Hugh. Evening. Hugh's from Wales. That was we were supposed to be doing a track day 2 months ago, and that all got shut down. So otherwise I would have been catching up with Hugh. Jerry, I used to work with Jerry at Mithril. He's an absolutely sound guy, and his son worked there for a bit as well. Miles, he races something, I can't remember what, Jaguars, I think, I can't remember.
He's done a few Ferraris as well.
Yeah, he's very talented, young, good-looking, annoyingly good guy. And Grant Williams as well. I just jotted down a couple because I was going to forget. Grant Williams with the buy one Mark. I always get it wrong. I want to say Mark 1 Jag, but he's going to kill me if it's not a Mark 1 Jag. I think it is Mark 1 Jag.
It is Mark 1, yeah.
Yeah, which was his dad's car and then his dad's car. And he just, honestly, man, I've never seen a classic car take so much abuse. And then he just, like, at the end of the day, he just drives it. It's all road legal, so he drives it down a pub and whatever. And it's just, yeah, it's brilliant. But hats off to him. He's a good peddler. There's not many people. I think I'll put a picture of it on my Instagram because he takes it to Carfest about a week before, or a couple of weeks before the revival. So he races it in the revival. And you think of all the other cars that he's up against who have probably been, do you know what I mean, they're all being 6 months before the revival, they're getting stripped down and rebuilt and serviced up or whatever, and he's kicking the arse out of it up at Carfest doing burnouts and donuts and whatever, which I just think is absolutely brilliant. And Petrol Ped as well. Another guy's Petrol Ped who I watched on YouTube. He drew a picture of his Mini.
Yeah, I've done a couple with Petrol Ped. I've actually got another one of his to do.
Okay.
Whether we have another one, I'll have to ask you. I've got another one of his cars that he wants.
Okay.
So
yeah, he seems like a really nice bloke. Oh, we haven't met yet, but I actually did a video for him for his YouTube channel. He about 2-3 weeks into lockdown, obviously all the car YouTubers are struggling to do car content because they weren't allowed to go out and drive. So he had the genius idea of saying to all his subscribers, you go out on your driveway with a camera and film your car, do a car review on it, send it to me, and I'll edit it if it needs it, and I'll put it on the channel. So I did a car review on the car that you're drawing. It's made it half decent. I mean, spent a bit of time in the edit. I've done. I mean, I'm learning editing. I'm getting a bit better at it. And then I overlaid a bit of footage. I mean, a few pictures, possibly even a picture you've got there. I think I'll put in the video some footage of it going around the Goodwood racetrack, Nurburgring, some other pictures, and told the story I said to you about when I found it abandoned. Stuck it in the video, and he featured it on his channel. So yeah, that was really cool.
yeah, he's a good egg, Petrol Ped. Yeah, he's a.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I've got Tom Howard tomorrow to chat to. I've got Aidan Moffat, and I've got a few others to chat to tomorrow as well, which would be good.
Oh, nice. Who else have you got lined up? Any big wigs?
Yes.
I mean, obviously not many things are going to beat this, but.
So we've got Louise Goodman, who's the commentator, and Wayne Burgess, who was a Jaguar designer, is now at a different design house now. My Supercar, the channel My Supercar.
I don't know.
Graham Goodwin from from Daily Sports Car.
Mate.
Oh, Andy Coley, who's the commentator for Rally RX.
I used to work with him at Metro as well. He's sound.
Yeah, Dan Rowbottom, who's the touring car driver. Tom Howard.
Yep.
And I've got Shalene, who is Aston Martin designer. And then I've got Duncan, who runs Knock Hill. And Aidan Moffat, who is obviously a touring car driver. So.
Oh wow! Oh cool, man. When have you got Andrew Coley on?
Monday evening.
Monday evening. Okay, I'll make sure I tune in for that. Yeah, I have a back and forth with him every now and again on some media messaging platform. But yeah, I probably haven't seen him for about 10 years. But we used to work up at Mithril together. I think he went for a fifth gear presenter job. They put a competition out to say that you could go and send in an audition tape for fifth gear, and you could go and try and work for fifth gear. He put an audition tape in, and it was really good. And they ended up going for somebody that the rest of the team knew anyway, which is obviously a bit of a kick in the teeth. I think it was just a bit of maybe they were trying something new. I don't know, but I love watching him commentate on the World Rallycross because he honestly, man, he makes makes watching it like 10 times better, because you're obviously watching these cars flying around, and I think they ended up putting I don't know if they did it anyway, but they put a camera in the comms box, because the moment the race starts, he's up out of his seat and he's got his hands on his head and he's shouting at the TV, and he's just going absolutely mad, and it's just amazing to watch. So yeah, when you get him on, tell him Rick from Mythful says hi, or Rick, I think he probably knows me as Rick Spud on here as well. So but yeah, tell him I said hi, and he's it'd be great to catch up with him at some point, because he's sound bloke, absolutely sound.
Yeah, no, it's been a good few weeks of so we're just planning in the next batch of people really to work out who else to have on. So because I've got some commission stuff that I need to get done, but obviously I also like to create stuff that is relevant to the person as well. So
sure.
So it's a mixture of both. Then.
How much longer are you planning on doing these pictures for?
Well, the initial one was it was 200. But that was
I saw that. And you're nearly double that.
That was when it was like the first lockdown. So So then
we'll see.
Extended, and then we just kind of kept on. Yeah, my studio isn't open until beginning of June at least. So
okay.
I'm in no rush to because we've got to put all kinds of precautions in for it. So I'm at some point next week I'll go back down to the studio and just have a look to see what I need to do to make it COVID ready. I think is the
what do you need to be COVID ready down there? Is it not just you down there?
It is because it's in a public space. Okay. I've got to do stuff like put my own hand sanitizer unit in. So when I'm leaving the unit, I have to sanitize my own hands, etc. So So you just got to put precautions in that you've planned. It's kind of like planning for the worst thing. It's like you've got to, if you can be as hygienic down there as possible. Then that's the kind of the way forward, as it were.
Yeah, sure.
So as soon as I can, I'll be back down there. So.
Be nice to get out and get a change of scenery as well, presumably.
I'm quite. Weirdly, you kind of get used to it. You kind of go, this is what I'm doing. This is
what's happening. This is what's happening. Yeah.
So it's not like it's not like we both go mad here. Like we kind of, we're getting used to it. In terms of getting stuff ready and what.
Yeah, sure. Try and keep yourself busy.
Yeah, and all these artworks are going to go into the book. So the book is going to be the next thing we need to really work out and get our heads round. So there's going to be a lot of planning for that. So I'm fully expected not to be at any events until, well, who knows? I'm not expected to be at any events. So. The book will keep me somewhat occupied.
Keep busy. No, that's cool.
So we're nearly there. Nearly there.
I can see. Mate, you're looking good. Oh, my mate Stuart Crouch has joined. Hi, Stu. Stuart also works up at the Forster Races School when they're doing their rally buggies. It's one of those mega. It's one of those mega jobs when in the summertime and the sun's shining and whatever, and then you're up there another day and they haven't got any. They got a little roof on them, but not much. No windscreen, no side windows, and it's pouring with rain and the water's running off the roof into your lap, and you spin out and then all the mud comes flying through. It's not. I mean, it's still good fun because when it's pouring with rain, the whole field's slippery and you're just crazily power sliding the whole time. So that's good fun. But it's not as fun when it's on a summer day. So annoyingly, we're probably going to miss out on the summer and start back there when it's pouring with rain again.
So going back to this trip with Spa and Nurburgring, which track did you enjoy the most?
Spa, because it's shorter and then I could actually learn it. So I've probably done a handful of like driven laps around the Nurburgring, maybe like 10, maybe not even that. And then, but I've been a passenger for quite a few laps. I haven't got loads of money to go and do a million laps around the Nurburgring, so I enjoy it anyway, but I make myself, no, I don't make myself enjoy it. I enjoy being a passenger in other people's cars, and just experiencing the ring, but also different cars and just jumping in with other people. So I'm quite happy to drive or be driven, especially around somewhere like the Nurburgring. It's mega fun. But Spa is obviously like Nurburgring is like 20 k's, 8 to 13 miles. That's really bad. I don't know that. And yeah, 12. I'm going to say 12.8 miles. I've got in my head. And Spa is like 4.8 miles. So it probably takes you an hour. Half hour to an hour to kind of start learning it well. And yeah, it's brilliant. It's all up, and it's a little bit like the Nurburgring, and it's kind of up and down and through the woods and stuff, but just acres and acres of tarmac, loads of big runoff in most places. And yeah, just to be going around there, where obviously some real legends have driven around in my little rusty Honda was pretty cool. It was pouring with rain as well, which I almost prefer doing track days in the rain, because it kind of levels the playing field a little bit. You lower the grip levels, and it then doesn't matter if you've got like 1,000 horsepower and some super duper car. It does come down to this phrase. I'm not milking a cat. This is actually me trying to do a tiptoe around on the steering wheel. So you just feel it through. Just feel yourself around a bit more, and also you don't wear out your tyres so much and use quite so much fuel. So it's another money saving tip as well. Go
to track days when it's raining. Therefore,
yeah, to be fair, I'd much rather do a track day in the rain. It kind of lowers the speed a little bit, and it doesn't matter quite so much that I'm probably a couple of hundred horsepower down on most other people that are there. So. It is what it is. That's the car that I've got, and that's what I enjoy driving around in. It's I kind of do everything car as well. Other people can afford to have a track car. I can't, so I've just got, my rusty old Honda, which does everything. I think on that trip, we did the Nurburgring on the Monday, I did Spa on the Tuesday, and I took my kids to school in it on the Wednesday. So it literally does everything. It's still got all this.
That's almost a Craig David song, that.
Yeah, something like that. But it ticks all the boxes. And for a 24 years old, I think it is now, car with no engine, gearbox mods, original clutch, literally some better suspension, because the original suspension was really, really floaty. And those wheels were going for cheap. The original wheels were starting to get a bit scabby, and it did make it look quite old. My mate was selling those wheels with the tyres to chuck them on, and it kind of transformed it overnight. I got rid of the orange indicators as well. Like 90s cars were, I think, the last ones to. A big fan of the orange indicator, a bright orange indicator, just makes something look really old. So they did a facelift version of this, I think, in about '98, which came with clear indicators on the back, and I think I got some aftermarket ones for the side, and again that kind of made it look a bit more kind of modern as well. It still looks a bit retro, but it still looks a bit modern, and it's still not worth anything, but I love it. So,
and that's what counts. That's the main thing. So.
Yeah, I just love driving it. It's good on fuel. It's fun to drive. It's not particularly fast, but because it's not particularly fast, you feel like you can really give it the beans to get on. It's there's so many cars now. 500-600 horsepower. You can't use that. You put your foot down for like 2 seconds, you're doing triple figures. You've got to slow down again. This I can give it the full VTEC beans for ages before you're going about 60 miles an hour.
All right. So, there we are. There is your Honda on the Nurburgring as a complete car drawing.
Mega. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. And me and Dan doing some cheesy grins as well.
Yeah, there we are.
Oh, that's sick, man. That's very, very good.
Hope you enjoyed. That is number 344 in the book.
344. Oh man, that's cool, man. My mate Dan's going V2. Little signature as well. Oh, proper job, man. Can I do? This may or may not work. Can I give you a fist pump? Can you fist pump the camera and I'll fist pump my camera at the same time? Yes, good stuff. That's what I would have done if I'd seen you at the event. So I would have given you a fist pump anyway, too.
Well, cheers, that buddy. Really enjoyed it, and I'll put
cool, man.
it online shortly.
Yeah. That's sick, man.
Take it easy.
And to you, man.